Alright, let me break it down for you. I made a video on SleepySketches, made another one, then I made a video on the comment section of the video that I made about them that was twice. Alright, so basically they're responding to all three of those motherfucking videos, and now I'm responding to that. Alright, their video is 45 minutes long, so my goal right now, is to make sure that I leave in as much context as possible so you guys understand exactly what's being said. The usual shtick. Now let's get into this shit.
Really should have phrased things better, so let me clarify some things right now. I am not even close to anti-transparency. I think being honest about your past and what has happened, even if it's stressful, is very important. I mean, I'm making this video right now. I think that sort of proves my point here. I value people who show their mistakes and who want to grow as a person by being upfront and honest with how they went about things and how they wish to continue. I think Bunny holding themselves accountable was a good idea. Showing the doc was important. So then why did I say I find it hypocritical? At the time of me making that video, I found it hypocritical that they actively showed a doc showcasing some proof detailing some not so nice things about them, while standing proudly in front of thousands of people declaring that TOYHOU.SE supported zoophilia when it clearly didn't. I actively say in the video multiple times I found them hypocritical. However, I should have worded things a lot better, and I know that I didn't really make a whole lot of sense to some people like Vice, and for that again, I am truly sorry.
When I first got introduced to the situation, the doc is incredibly difficult to fucking read. It was so hard to read, in fact, that I thought I was just going to fucking give up on the situation halfway through my coverage because it's just so fucking, it's thick and not in a good way. It's thick around the lower thighs and not the upper thighs. That's how thick it is.
The images weren't in the video / why I linked the doc and didn't explain it all. Okay, so this will sound really bad, but please understand that my computer's ability to capture certain images / videos can make my PC burst. I can get certain images like YouTube comments, but they won't be blurry for some reason. They may have some blurriness to them, but it won't be as unreadable. I have dyslexia, and I also have an eye issue where I cannot read tiny writing due to my eyes. I have a left eye stigmatism, which makes it extremely hard to read, which is why I usually mess up my words in my videos. It's easy for me to read them by myself because I can of course take the time to do so, but adding them all to a video is a whole different thing, and I didn't really want to.
Okay, so basically, here's the gist of how I feel about that entire sentence, and it's that, no, I didn't mean for you to have to show the entire fucking, document, right? You don't have to show the entire fucking document. That would be fucking stupid for me to suggest, and I actually do feel fucking stupid because I did suggest it. What I meant to actually imply / say is that, well, my dude, at least give us an example of them doing these things, right? For me, that document was unpenetrable for multiple days. So for the first 4 days I looked into it, I had no idea what the fuck was going on. Genuinely. I hope I'm the only one who got confused at all. Hopefully. But it was very hard for me to penetrate. I had a hard time reading, and I have a hard time paying attention to words on a piece of paper anyway. So when you give me something that's even harder to read, my brain will just skim over things by accident while not even thinking about it.
Yes, I should have, and yes, I know this sounds like a weak argument, but again, you have to understand that I not only couldn't fully handle reading and collecting information on it yet, but again, you have to understand that I not only couldn't fully handle reading and collecting information on yet another heavy topic, but the doc wasn't something I wanted to cover in the first place. My main issue was TOYHOU.SE claims, and again, I shouldn't have brought up the doc at all, and that was my fault here.
I put this in for transparency, but I think it's pretty fucking cool that they can see past everything that I say and just get to the heart of the criticisms and pull that out from there. Usually people can't do that. And, I think you're pretty cool since the fact that you're able to just look through everything and just pull that shit the fuck out.
If you're too lazy to read a Google Doc, that is on you. Yes, certain parts I should have shown, but I'm not going to show the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, I totally fucking concede on that. I definitely shouldn't have phrased it that way, and it is definitely my fault for fucking making you think that you had to include the entire fucking thing.
Being said, I think it's also stupid to imply no one will read the links. If they genuinely care about the subject, then I think they'd click the links within the description or comment section and look for themselves, since, as I said, I not only couldn't fit all the screenshots because that's just too much, but also because they were blurry and a bunch of other things I already mentioned within my video. My friend Matt said it best: immoral to ask people to click links? Really?
I think it's immoral because most people don't click links, but most people tend to give a superhuman level of shit about the subject that they talk about. Okay? Here's like a fucking like very very good example. Israel Palestine. Okay? There are two sides to this issue and everybody doesn't actually read an article. Okay, they will sit there and protest and have never read an article, never even tried to go to the Wikipedia page, which is like basically people taking things from other articles and putting it into their fucking shit. They don't even read on it, and then they'll go out and they'll have all these super harsh opinions. Also, yeah, you gotta love Gaza, bro. Hell yeah. Anyway, yeah, just moving on that one.
I will be talking about some very NSFW related topics, and you can always skip ahead to the next topic if you'd like, as this one does get a bit heavy. In Bunny's own word, they said the following thing that I will play on screen now.
Big thing about this person is they're a zoophile. I had the absolute displeasure of having to see this person shove a bad dragon canine dildo into their pussy. It's disgusting. Disgusting. Like, absolutely disgusting. You're a degenerate and you're a dog dick enjoyer. I literally don't care what you have to say. I'm not arguing about that. You're a zoophile. Period.
When I think of Bad Dragon, I do think of fantasy toys, and when you look it up, that is what you will get. A bunch of different fantasy sex toys, and the only one that I can see clearly right now that resembles the canine area is, in fact, the German Shepherd one. And once again, I will keep saying this: I am not a zoophile. I don't agree with having a canine's penis go into those places regardless. At the time when I saw the video, I didn't see that kind of stuff. Again, I'm not that on that side of the internet. I thought it was just a werewolf dildo, and I will explain this part later. Or something like that, not an actual animal's penis. In my own video, I called it a monster fucker dildo because Bunny didn't say for sure what dildo it was, just that it was a canine, and at the time I didn't know about the legal issues, the animal abuse, or anything like that. Nowhere did I have any idea that they have actual literal dog penis shaped toys here. When I saw Vice's video about me implying that I'm defending zoophilia or that I'm okay with it, I was kind of hurt and confused because why the fuck would I support that kind of vile acts? Vice does make a valid point, however, because me and him do not know what type of dildo it is, if it's a werewolf or whatever else. What I didn't think was valid was saying that because one claim Bunny said was true, that suddenly the dildo claim was also true or most likely to be true when we don't see proof or anything or even a description. Not
A broken clock being right twice a day isn't really a good mantra to use when you're talking about allegations against people. So I'm gonna totally just concede on that and move on from there.
to mention, we don't even know if it is a bad dragon dildo because all we know is what bunnies. So some people will make mistakes about it, and I am sorry that I was a part of that. My wording was extremely rushed and uncalled for, and I should have explained this better in that video rather than just calling it a monster fucker dildo. I do not support anyone who owns toys of that nature. I do not support anyone who thinks it's okay to own toys of dog dicks or horse cocks, or anything that's related to animals. However, I do have a slightly different opinion on werewolves that I will explain later on, and I promise you, it's not what you think it is. I was immature when I made that video, and if I could go back and fix it, I would make a script. Make sure I didn't cover that doc, and make sure I did do research on Bad Dragon before anything happened. I'm truly sorry for implying, or what seemed to be implying, of me defending or enjoying that type of content, when I do not in fact support or like anything of that nature.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. So basically, at the time, right, I'm re-recording my lines, and, you know, I fucking hear that when I'm going back through the video, right? So basically, what I do when I make my fucking videos is that I re-record my lines 3 times, and I add new lines, take out certain lines, make lines sound more exaggerated or sound less exaggerated. But, I kind of, like, saw that part at the end, and my brain kind of shut down for a little bit. So my brain was like, oh, wait, you probably, I hope You know, my brain kind of just stopped and short-circuited, and I probably should have like re-recorded that singular line 3 times to make sure that I got it fucking down. But usually I do my best to like fucking re-record, make things sound more fucking funny, less fucking funny, whatever I need to do to make things feel more like a Dracula flow. I'm joking. I'm out. Peace.
Using gay as an insult / calling me the R slur / his audience the R slur. Now, I won't waste my time on this section, as it isn't really that big of a deal. However, if you are going to critique or judge my videos, or how I do things, I feel like I can do the same, or at least be nicer about it. You use the R slur on me at least 3 times overall in your conversations about me in your videos, and if you want me and others to take you seriously, I don't think you should be casually using slurs and insulting me in your videos.
In the spaces that I inhabit, well, stuff like this tends to be completely normal, and people don't really have an issue with this. Like calling people retarded, for me, all that means is that I'm calling you stupid, right? Usually, motherfuckers around me don't really tell me that like stuff like this is like actually a slur. So when I see somebody say it's a slur, my brain goes like, what? I'm not calling you nigger. Like, what, bro? Hell no, I'm not calling you fucking nigger. So it's like, you know, I just associate it with it like people calling black people the N-word. You know, people like me, the N-word, the coolest person you've ever met, the fucking N-word. And I'm just like, damn. No, I don't think these are the same at all.
Not to mention, you did use gay as an insult towards me, which while I don't really care that much about, it's just something I wanted to point out because that didn't really need to be said, and considering you yourself also claim to back up and calm down before making a video, it gives off the impression that you didn't calm down when making videos about me, and claiming things or assuming things, extremely serious things that I will mention at the end of the video. It just isn't a good look on you, and if you are going to be a commentary YouTuber, you want people to respect you the way I'm respecting you right now by not insulting you. I suggest really looking inwards, because I don't respect or respond to people who call me slurs in real life, so what makes you so special?
My dude, I think it just makes it incredibly fucking easy to apologize for what I did wrong when I'm incredibly rude, right? I don't think I would be here apologizing if I'm nice about all my criticisms and stuff like that. I tend to double down when I'm not extremely rude. You know, it just makes it really easy to respond to things like these and actually concede and say that, hey, things right here should have changed. It just makes it incredibly easy. I don't think I want people to respect me a lot, genuinely, because people tend to like grow very weirdly parasocial and stick around even when you fuck up super hard, and I think that's really crazy.
I don't hate Vice, I don't hate his content. I even watch his videos. Even now while I'm writing this script, I'm literally watching one of his videos. I just don't appreciate being insulted multiple times. You comment with such kindness or calmness, but in your videos you made about me, you actively treated me like shit, and I just don't appreciate it.
Yeah, I understand that. I completely understand why. If I'm being incredibly rude to you, that you would feel very fucking weird when I'm sitting in there in the comment section, not like immediately cussing you out and shit. Usually by the time a video is uploaded, alright, I'm already over the phase where I care so much about something that I would literally hold it against a person for life, right? So I'm the type of person, when I first see something, I'm ready to hold the grudge for the rest of my life, okay? But with the hindsight of having a fucking YouTube channel and fucking uploading to that, it gives me so much time to actually go like, do I think this person is fucking evil, okay? Okay, if I didn't have the, like, after effects, I would have probably said you're a zoophile in every fucking video. Because genuinely, when I heard the line, I was like, holy shit, this is fucking bad. I was prepared to go on crusades just saying you're a fucking zoophile. And I just had to stop myself. Okay, I had to. It was gonna be bad.
It took multiple people doxing me for you to be kind to me, and I think that's kind of fucked.
Whoa. Okay, I'm not kind to you because you got doxxed. Okay, that's fucking retarded. I would never just be kind to somebody because they got doxxed. Doxing is a inherently immoral, evil fucking piece of shit thing. I would defend anybody from shit like that, no matter who the fuck it is, no matter how fucking rude I am to them. I have a moral system that I'm always trying to uphold. Okay? Some things that you think should be a part of my moral system aren't a part of it yet, and I'm trying to adjust a little bit because I think some of the things you say about my moral system are pretty fucking good and that I should probably fucking change it. But things like this is just like actively like a no-go for me, buddy. I'm not taking shit on that, and I'm gonna hold my ground right here and say I did not fucking be kind to you because you got doxxed. Okay? That's it. I'm doubling down. I'm not re-recording this line. Fuck that shit.
1-800-Dust Bunny drama, the video Sleepy Sketches doesn't want you to see. The title of this video is not only wrong, but you could have cleared things up to me in the comments, which I know you like to do because you offered it to everyone else but me. You offered to clear things up in the comment section for another commenter, but you can't be bothered to ask me for clarification on anything and just assume shit, which is a running theme in your videos, by the way. I even asked you questions in order to clear things up before I started making this video, and you still have yet to respond, yet will respond to everyone else in your comment section. I did something immoral.
Oh, okay. So, from my perspective, you're not really asking questions. What you're doing is like fucking putting me in a position where you're telling me you're making the video and that you're gonna go do it. So, really, genuinely, I just didn't see the idea that you were fucking asking me to, well, respond to that in any way other than Coolio, which I did respond to one of the messages with Coolio. It's very fucking funny, bro.
And something I didn't want to cover in full-length videos because I didn't want to. I already covered the TOYHOU situation. I knew I couldn't confidently cover the next because I wasn't mentally or physically stable enough from personal reasons that I don't wish to share as to not make anyone feel bad for me because I don't want to look for pity here or support, but I knew I couldn't confidently cover that because of those issues. He made a long video where I'm only in it for about 5-ish minutes, and he basically casually insults me by saying only diehard fans are going to look at my community tab and that I clearly don't have many diehard fans and such, so I should have just made a video because me making a community post covering it was immoral.
Alright. I need to stop moralizing, because holy fuck, it doesn't work, okay? It just doesn't work. And when I use it, I kind of just use it wrong. So I'm just gonna try to stop moralizing for the next 4 videos and see if I can just keep that cycle up. Okay? I'm gonna stop using moral language like I'm a drug addict, because holy fuck, I'm on this cocaine right now. This shit's about to be a bender.
I will play the clip of what he said right now.
A very angry little manlet, okay? Because although I'm not short, I do have short person anger. Yeah, but basically, after my video from yesterday, I forgot that every side of this conflict has responded, and all sides are immorally bad at this, making me want to laugh like a piece of shit. So, first, we have to go look at the fucking person we talked at yesterday. SleepySketches, Prince Insomniac, whatever you want to call them. But they have done something immoral, and I want to cover that real quick. In the last video I made, they didn't show proof. Obviously, that is very, very immoral, especially for a person who's being hypocritical by getting mad that the other person that you're covering isn't showing proof. Not only that, but instead of making a full-fledged video in order to respond to their video, what they had decided to do was to make a post so not as many people will see the fucking community. I hate to say this, but only your die-hard fans are actually going to be looking at this, and really, do you really think every person who watched that video is a die-hard fan? If they were, you would have already had like 1K. Alright, hearing myself, talk like this, I sound like a pretentious asshole, okay? I was hitting my leftist arc at this time for some reason, and I was going the wrong way with it. I've learned to be more empathetic and less pretentious like this shit. Okay, that's what I'm learning right now.
Did not include all of what I said in the community post, but he keeps saying the word immoral like it's some sacred word that must be protected at all costs. How is it immoral that I didn't want to make a video about a topic that I didn't want to cover? How is it immoral that I didn't want to make a whole 50-minute long video, again covering someone's deeper issues when I didn't want to? At the end of the day, it's my channel, it's my content. I post what I want to fucking post. I posted it on my community tab, and those who wished to know about it went and checked it out.
There are two kinds of people. People who like your coverage, how you covered the thing, why you covered the thing, and stuff like that, who have subscribed. And people who don't, who literally do not subscribe because, well, they don't like the way you cover things. There are a lot of people who genuinely just care about a situation, but don't like the way you cover things. So, yeah, I don't know what to say there. It's probably better to make a video about it, mostly because you brought it up in the other thing without really showing any context, and that's the real root of the criticism, right? What I'm saying right there is definitely just not the root of the criticism, right? I'm using the previous statements as proxies to continue on what I'm saying, if that makes sense.
/ video making. I totally agree with this part of his video. When you're angry, you tend to not think rationally. When I made that video, it was very, very, very clear that I was just pissed off and I wasn't giving a damn about how I worded things or who I was talking about, and for that, I am truly sorry. I try not to show that side of me because usually when I make videos, I do calm down and I write a script like I did for this video, and for me not to do that and to make such a low quality piece of shit is horrific, and I shouldn't have posted it in the first place. Monster fucker dildo part. This part, once again, is going into more serious and darker topics related to NSFW and some talks about zoophilia and some opinions others may disagree with. At the end of the day, this is just me and someone else's opinion, so please do what you want with this information. Now, I sent a screenshot to my friend of some quotes from the third video, word for word pretty much, of exactly what Vice did not like about my wording, and I asked them to give me their opinion on it and sort of how they felt about the response with as much context as they needed, and this is what they said. I've been sitting here staring at this. A werewolf is a human who has been cursed to shift into this hybrid under the full moon, eat and kill people.
Does the entire body change? Does the entire body change? Okay, that's the question. Does the entire body change? If you don't believe a werewolf's entire body changes to be more malformic to the animal that they are turning into, well then, you know, everything I said was invalid. But if you believe, like I do, that literally every single piece and part and angle of that fucking man beast turned into a fucking dog man hybrid, well then he probably has a dog penis. There's no fighting me on that. I'm just gonna fucking take the W and walk away.
Visualized usually with this that I will show on screen. A werewolf is an anthropomorphic humanoid thing. Personally, I look at that thing, I don't see a four-legged dog who wags his tail and barks at things that it's scared of. I view it as a beast or a monster, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, which is why it fits into the monster fucker category. He's making so many assumptions. His main argument is you don't know that. But my guy, neither do you. He has every right to not like something, to not agree with something. But to push that onto things where it obviously doesn't fit, this pic is not a dog, it isn't a normal wolf, it isn't an animal. He's focusing on one body part and seeing what he wants. So many things share body parts and share likeness, especially in a world where everything is based off of best guess, evidence, what hypothesis can be proven or disproven. For a mythical creature who turns into a hybrid form, to hypothesize he could have a hybrid cock is not that far of a stretch. Like, it's ridiculous, and I could bet they're either young or just really closed off. Many can identify the difference between fantasy and real life. No one in their right mind is going to these things and thinking dog. If people go to these things, they see beast. They see something that can think, can talk like a human, that is intelligent, that can learn consent, and that can consent. That can understand, and that can be understood by, like a humankind. I then asked them about the dildo itself, as if a dildo could be considered a werewolf monster dildo, and this is what they said. I mean, you can reverse it and it's still the same thing. I could also say just because he claims it looks like a dog thing doesn't mean it's not a monster fucker dildo. Someone sees what they want to see. He is the one looking at it and thinking of dog. That's on him. This is where his brain is going. I look at a knotted dildo and I'm not like, dog, gag, terrible. I look at a knotted dildo and I see a knotted dildo.
I'm not trying to hardcore shit on your friend when I say this, but like, how do you compare lolicon to zoophilia? How do you navigate that stuff? Like, so basically, what you're doing for me, I have to account for things that zoophilia and feral porn can do that fucking lolicon can't, right? I'm merging those two kinds of criticisms together whenever I make a point. Also, usually aren't fucking werewolves treated like mindless beasts? Of course they can maybe consent, but also 99% of the time when I see them in any media, they're literally savagely attacking every motherfucker they see, ready to kill everything, and they will bite off their own partner's head without thinking. But unless you're in like a fucking romance novel, which I don't have to explain to you how romance novels are just like ruining all of society. I'm joking. But like for real, 50 Shades of Grey was like the worst thing for consent of my entire lifetime.
I see a cock shape with a bulge at the end. He is the one seeing something sexual and connected it to a dog. I look at this and I see a dildo. I don't know about you, I see a piece of silicone with a vague penis shape and an egg-ish shaped bulge. They did send me an example image of what they meant, however, I don't know if I will actually show that, and if I do, I'll put it on screen now and you can skip to the next timestamp.
Look, man. Look. Wow. Okay. Jesus. I would love to talk to this person for like 2 hours and see where their line is on this shit, because usually my line is pretty I feel like it's pretty solid. Just anything that I would say no if they did it in a lolicon form, I just say no in this form, right? If it looks like a human's penis, I guess you could say you anthropomorphized it. But then again, I just have to go like, do I think that I would accept this if they did this with lolicon? And then I go like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good.
When it's gone to continue the video. At the end of the day, it's up to you on how you want to interpret the video and this section. I did, however, do some research, and there's only one dildo on the Bad Dragon website that I'm aware of, and if that one is the one that the person used, then of course that is zoophilia in my eyes. Because that person is using a dildo literally based off of a real life fucking dog.
Not trying to be that guy. I'd really love to talk to your friend. I would really love to talk to your friend for like a good 20-30 minutes. Genuinely. Like genuinely, I would love to talk to your friend. This sounds like a brutal conversation that I've ever heard. Okay? Like I gotta show them the Bad Dragon store and just how fucked up it is. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Which is horrific and should not be normalized at all. However, we don't know. At the end of the day, none of us know anything because Bunny did not specify.
They did specify what the dildo was. I think what they're trying to say is that they're asking for the exact name, the exact color and shit like that, which is wild. Very, very fucking wild, and I don't think Bunny would ever have access to that info.
Because it's an apology. I don't want to seem emotionless, so I apologize. Am I actually a zoophile? That is for you to decide, honestly. I feel like I can't properly convince anyone that I'm not one.
This person, they say incredibly iffy shit sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna be incredibly fucking clear. Okay, I rewatched a lot of the videos and they say some iffy shit. Okay, but like, I'm going to be incredibly clear when I say this. I don't think they're a zoophile as of yet. There we go.
One, for instance. It'll most likely be up in June or sooner depending on when I do it, because I'm getting help from many other people in order to make sure this video isn't a waste of people's time. One last thing I'd like to mention is, if I supported or enjoyed or whatever in zoophilia, why the fuck would I actively report a zoophile and tell my audience to do the same?
No, okay, if I'm the only one who has to point out that this is like fucking stupid, that you can be against something in some forms and be pro it in other forms, well then, yeah, dude. I know a lot of people out there who will literally put like genuine dog penises on their anthro characters, and I just have to sit there and go like, wait a minute, that's zoophilia. And they go like, no, this person can think. And I'm just like, but why are you trying to replace? And then they're like pausing for like 5 seconds. What do you mean trying to replace? I just think that the cat cock is super cool. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Why would I show people this vile piece of shit if I supported his actions? I even linked the issues and what they have done, and while I didn't make a video on it, that was because I was busy with personal and real life issues related to my health and I didn't want to strain myself, but I wanted people to report this asshole anyways. If you call me immoral for showing a zoophile and telling people to report them, then I don't know what to tell you.
You only called that person out through community posts, though. I think you think the heart of the issue when I said that comment was that, oh, people won't see it in comparison to other community posts you made, which is not the case. The case that I'm trying to make is that nobody who's like watched the video but actually cares about the situation but didn't like your coverage is going to like sit there and go through your community tab to like get that fucking video. That is, oh god.
Vice, this is specifically about you, so you better listen up. You can insult my character, you can insult and make valid points about my video. Now what you shouldn't ever do is insult me by using the R slur or using gay as an insult. Not to mention, you called your own commenters the R slur in your latest video on the situation. So I don't really understand how that helps you get your point across when you are actively insulting me and your own fans. And no, that fan did not say they were okay with you calling them slurs, and even if they did, as a viewer myself looking in, and my friends even looking at your videos too, you use the R slur a lot.
I've grown up in conservative communities, meaning that a lot of the stuff that I do is pretty fucking out there for most people. I forget that a lot of people nowadays are a part of liberalism and grew up that way. So they're pretty morally lucky. It's been taking me like 8 years to finally get around to understanding trans rights in a way that doesn't make it feel like I'm just being a dickhead to everybody. Okay? It took me like literal years to be like, okay, I'm cool with trans people. Trans people are incredibly cool. For some reason, I was incredibly cool with trans men, but not with trans women, and I think that's like a moral blight on my character that I will never recover from.
And it's very insulting and immature. You could even swear and I wouldn't care, but you're actively insulting people with slurs and that is never okay. Saying or implying that I do not have diehard fans or that I don't have enough fans to justify me making a community post about their second video is extremely fucking rude. You act so kind in your comments and
Okay, I'm not bringing up the fans comment to like fuck with you or anything. That was not my intention. My goal was to be like, hey, there's a lot of people who don't like to read. There's a lot of people who are never going to read. There's a lot of people who didn't subscribe to you, so they're never going to see the community post. And I think, hey, maybe you should fucking like make the video so that everybody has a chance to see it, and if they choose not to click on it, they're a piece of shit. And that's the point. That's the point. That's literally the point.
understanding, but you actively insulted my content, my videos, my audience, and your own audience all in multiple videos, and that is just fucking stupid. I know you're better. I know you're better than that, so come on now. Especially when you give that whole speech on not responding to stuff when you're angry, or when you don't know enough information because it makes you idiotic and immature. You remember that part? Because I sure as fuck do, and I loved that part, yet here you are, not using your own words and logic or advice towards me on yourself.
I don't say things to hurt people. I say things because I think they're fucking funny as shit. Usually when I say, hey, you're retarded, I usually make it a joke. I usually go like, you're gay, you're retarded, you're a loser, you're a literal fucking loser, you're a piece of shit, shut the fuck up, you dumb bitch, like literally die, you're gonna end up exploding and ending up on the fucking sidewalk, you know, stuff like that. Now, sometimes people don't interpret it as a joke. People think that I'm genuinely trying to be an asshole, and sometimes I am. But, like, usually when I make a comment like that, or something that's, like, literally just seems played up, it usually is played up. If I'm genuinely serious, it's gonna be pretty obvious unless I'm too monotone in that video.
I'm not that upset at Vice here. I'm more upset at how he continued to belittle me and insult me and my content multiple times when I didn't even know he made these fucking videos in the first place. I was on my main channel and here he was, insulting me and my work and my audience, and I'm truly sorry for not seeing those videos sooner so I could respond in a timely manner, because that is not okay on my end. You gave your own audience kindness in that comment share video, yet you do not do the same to my own audience, and why is
I feel like I treat everybody pretty much the same. Genuinely, I don't think there's a single time where I've said something to my own fan base that I probably wouldn't say to yours, and vice versa. I respect my audience in as far as I think, hey, these could be good people to convince me out of positions that I may otherwise continue into the future with that I think are pretty bad. Like the R slur comment, I had no recollection of that being a slur. In some leftist communities, they say that, but in most communities, people are just like, hey, this is a normalized word, and we should probably continue to use it because we don't want to seem like soy cucks in our political advocacy. You know, stuff like that. It gets very fucking wild.
I didn't see your videos, Vice. I didn't hide Bunny's video. I didn't hide your videos. I didn't hide shit all. I didn't want to cover Bunny's second video, and somehow that's immoral, when I knew I couldn't confidently cover those subjects, and I was slowly realizing that as the situation got way more complex than even Vice and I's issues.
I'm going to make it clear when I say this, that document is a fucking jigsaw puzzle.
I linked stuff so people could read it because I couldn't stand reading those situations without putting my mental health in a worse state. This isn't me saying this for pity, but everyone has a limit on what they can and cannot comfortably and confidently cover. That issue with the doc and the he said, she said bullshit was way too much for me, and I'm sorry I couldn't handle it and make.
The issue is that you brought it up in the first place. Not that you were, like, not going to cover the entire thing. That was definitely not my point, and if I made it feel like that was my point, that is a incredible hard moral failing on my character. Like, genuinely, that's just a hard moral failing on my character.
When you mentioned my video on decent SMP, you not only spread misinformation, but you were actively downplaying the situation because it has a Minecraft thumbnail.
If I knew how much it would affect people, I probably wouldn't have made the joke, but also you have to understand that you were using the video as your Actually, I bring up this point later. Why am I saying it now?
Proof of that? You are actively showing a Google Doc that actually proves that you're the abuser in this situation. And it pisses me off as someone who spent so long working on a video proving that other people were horrible human beings, showing actual proof, showing the interviews of victims and all this shit, and you're coming around here saying that these people are abusers of you.
As seen in the previous video, I believe that this is currently your benchmark of quality. So when I saw that other thing, I was just like, holy shit, I'm not jumping down that rabbit hole, but I will make a joke about it. Because if I believe that this is your benchmark of quality, well then, I'm not going to look at that other video because I believe it's a waste of time, right? You'll say things that I agree with, obviously, but like, I would feel like I wasted my time watching that video because you used that video as a credentials in this video, and this video was pretty fucking bad.
I did not spend weeks of my life mentally and physically drained, suffering, to have this video downplayed and joked about. You can insult me, you can call me whatever the hell you want, but don't you ever come onto my channels and downplay something that was so horrific that someone fucking offed themselves. You are a piece of shit for bringing that part up, and I have no respect for you on this situation.
Nobody should take my video, my opinions on that video seriously. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it because I believed that your benchmark of quality was going to be similar to the video in questions that we were talking about earlier. I genuinely thought that video was dog shit, and I thought that this video would be a waste of my time, so I didn't even look at it. I just literally turned the other cheek and I said, you know what, I'll be the shorter person. Oh, dude, I'm not sure. I'm literally not sure. I'm just being a jackass to short people for no reason.
Yes, I did mention it in my video, but for you to assume shit about it when you didn't even do the bare minimum of research on me to see how old I was, is just proving my point further.
Look, okay. I thought it would be funny to make a joke about me not knowing your age because you kind of sound like a kid. I thought it would be funny to make a joke, but I think made the joke sound a little too convincing. But fuck me. If I made it sound too convincing, I apologize. Because at first I was genuinely confused. And then instead of trying to change the line completely, I went back and tried to make it sound more joking like instead of just changing the line entirely, which is a failure on like fucking my voice work that I just can't undo now. So fuck me, man.
My fucking age is in my channel's description. You use the correct pronouns but can't be bothered to read my age in my bio. If you can't do the bare minimum research on me or the video that you're mentioning, aka the decent video, then don't fucking talk about it.
Okay, I'm going to skip ahead because it's just going to be me talking about fucking credentials for 15 minutes at a time, multiple times, for seemingly no reason, but there actually is a reason. You know what I'm saying? Alright, we're gonna fucking move on now.
That goes for myself too after learning about the situation with Bunny, but this section is about you, not me. If you do watch the
But why can't it be about us? Okay, that's not a good joke. But it could just be about us. Instead, we can go on our character arc, our character journey. We could be like Kung Fu Panda 4. But nah, I don't think it's gonna end up like that. I'm too much of a dick. You would hate me within the first day.
ever answered / confused comments. So now that I'm done being heated and a bit pissed off, I do have some questions because he did not bother to answer my questions despite him actively making videos, and I know damn well he saw that comment.
Yeah, I did. I just thought you were gonna include it in your video. Like genuinely, I just like, wait, why would I respond to it right now when I can just wait till later and then I respond to it all then? Like a omega level Chad, like an omega level mutant. I walk out when the arguments come out, not before. Okay. Oh fuck, I'm such a dumbass, bro. I'm just a dumbass.
I think what's crazy about all this is Vice actively looks at my community tab. I mean, he literally saw the community post where I mentioned being doxxed, and he responded very quickly, so he obviously has at least, I hope, has seen the rest of my community tab, so I generally don't understand why he thinks or assumes I'm a zoophile when there's a post there showing I outed a zoophile and even linked stuff about that same zoophile. Oh wait, actually no, my bad, it was 2 zoophiles within that same.
I obviously say what I thought earlier in the video about them being a zoophile, so I'm going to skip this part.
Wording in his comment section is very much so confusing.
Okay, alright, so me from 2 weeks ago was trying to say, hey, you made a post but not a video. That's what I was trying to say. Maybe that wasn't a good response to that comment, but I thought it was. I thought it was at the time. I still do think it is a good response to that comment, genuinely. That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
I am going to give credit where credit is due. Vice did offer to try and fix things about the doxing situation, however, I did not want his help. I don't blame him fully for the
Annihilate all doxers. That's it. Just annihilate them. Make them disappear.
doxing because while yes he did make multiple videos about me, I don't think it's fully his fault as my own wording was poor and that is mainly my fault. I appreciate him trying to help, but like I said in the comments, I don't need pity from a dude or anyone else.
Yeah, that shit was definitely not pity. I just felt like a moral like calling to help because, even if like I'm only tangentially related, I still want to help out the best I can because you're not like a pedophile or a zoophile. So I'm just like, okay, this person doesn't need to be literally eugenicized, Come on. Come on. Yeah, man, this is all the stuff I thought was incredibly important. It's 52 minutes and 30 seconds right now, so if I cut it down any more than that, hopefully I can get this down to a good 30 minutes. If I could do that, that'll be fucking perfect because I genuinely want you guys to have this in a digestible form.
Put your nose up in these britches. We'll see a deep throat, 0.5 inches. Yeah. Sunlight days. I stuck my fingers in. You were high on heroin. Are you now remembering? Is that